Welcome in Next Made. Over 7 billion marshmallows are eaten every year in the United States. That's almost 20 million every single day. Most of them come from large factories in Indiana, which produce around 40,000 tons a year. But how are these tens of thousands of tons of basic ingredients turned into billions of the soft white treats we know as marshmallows? Today, we're taking you behind the scenes to see how it all happens. Everything begins with the main ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, water, and gelatin. To meet daily demand, each plant receives trucks that unload up to 50,000 kilograms of sugar and 30,000 kilograms of corn syrup. Gelatin, which is the key ingredient for the fluffy texture, arrives as a dehydrated powder. About 5,000 kilograms of gelatin are delivered every day, enough to give structure to more than 2 billion marshmallows each year. Once these ingredients arrive at the factory, they go through cleaning and preparation. This first step is important for guaranteeing that every marshmallow produced is free of impurities. The sugar is sifted to remove any clumps or debris collected during shipping. The thickness of the corn syrup is tested to confirm it has a correct consistency. Since even small changes can affect the elasticity of the finished product, gelatin needs a special treatment. It is soaked in warm water to soften, turning it into a thick, clear liquid that blends easily with the other components. Proper soaking and dissolving are critical as they help create the marshmallow's light but chewy texture. After the ingredients pass quality checks and preparation, it's time for the main event, making the base mixture. This primary processing stage transforms simple ingredients into a fluffy candy. It begins with heating water in large industrial mixing vats to an exact temperature ideal for blending sugar and corn syrup. The sugar and syrup are added gradually with constant stirring to create a smooth, even mixture. The blend is brought to a controlled boil, reaching just under 112 degrees Celsius, known in candy making as the softball stage. This temperature is perfect for achieving the right consistency, dissolving all sugar crystals without creating a gritty texture. As the sugar syrup simmers, the dissolved gelatin is added and blends smoothly into the hot mixture. This step thickens the syrup, giving it the sticky, stretchy quality that makes marshmallows special. But the real magic begins in the whipping stage. The mixture is moved to large industrial mixers that whip it rapidly, incorporating air and transforming it from a dense liquid into a fluffy foam. These machines are massive, capable of handling hundreds of liters at once, and are designed to work fast while slightly cooling the mixture as they whip. The whipping creates the light, airy texture that makes marshmallows soft and bouncy. During whipping, flavorings such as vanilla or other extracts are added, giving the foam a gentle, comforting taste. Natural colorings may also be included depending on the desired look of the batch. With the mixture whipped and flavored, it's time for secondary processing where the texture is refined and the foam is shaped. The fluffy mixture is transferred to a depositor machine that portions it accurately. For classic marshmallows, the foam is extruded into long cylindrical ropes and then cut into even pieces. Advanced computer systems control the extrusion speed and pressure, ensuring every piece is uniform. Some industrial depositors can produce thousands of pieces per minute, creating consistent shapes quickly and efficiently. For special shapes or theme varieties, the mixture is poured into custom molds. These molds come in many forms to match different uses and markets. After shaping, the marshmallows are moved to a drying area to firm up and keep their shape. Drying takes place in a carefully controlled room where temperature and humidity remain stable, as even slight changes could affect quality. The marshmallows are arranged on large trays so air can circulate around them as they dry. Larger or denser marshmallows may need several hours to dry, while smaller or lighter ones dry faster. The goal is a texture that is soft yet firm enough to hold its form. After drying, the pieces are dusted to remove any extra starch used during molding to prevent sticking. Some are lightly coated in powdered sugar or cornstarch, adding a hint of sweetness and keeping them from clumping together during packaging. Packaging is an essential stage, making sure each marshmallow reaches the consumer fresh and safe. On the packaging line, pieces are sorted by size and type before passing through a metal detector that checks for any foreign particles. Once cleared, the marshmallows are portioned and sealed into airtight bags. Packaging machines are extremely efficient, able to process thousands of pieces per minute with each bag filled and sealed precisely. To extend shelf life, many manufacturers use nitrogen flushing, a method where oxygen in the bag is replaced with nitrogen to prevent spoilage without preservatives. Larger marshmallow varieties may be packed in tubs or boxes for added protection or for bulk and premium products. After packaging, the marshmallows are moved to storage areas. Again, temperature and humidity are carefully monitored to prevent clumping, melting, or texture changes. And here we have a corn factory that makes corn pieces just like fried chicken. The process begins when fresh corn arrives at the plant. Each cob is carefully washed with clean water to remove dirt and prepare it for cooking. After that, the corn moves into large boiling tanks where it is cooked until soft and ready for the next step. Once boiled, the cobs are cut into small pieces, making them easier to handle. These pieces then go through a coating stage where they are covered with a crispy batter almost the same way fried chicken is prepared. This special coating gives the corn a crunchy outside while keeping the inside soft and full of flavor. Finally, the coated corn pieces are packaged in plastic bags, sealed tightly, and made ready for delivery to stores and restaurants where customers enjoy them as a unique snack. In a modern chicken factory, the process is designed to be fast, clean, and efficient. After the chickens are prepared, they first go through sorting and washing. Here, machines and sprayers clean the pieces and separate them by type, such as wings, legs, or breast meat. Next comes the automatic sizing stage where each piece is measured and divided according to weight and size. This step ensures that every portion is uniform. The chicken then moves to the cutting section where machines slice the meat into specific parts including tongue, leg, and bone cuts. After cutting, the pieces enter the seasoning stage where they are mixed with carefully chosen spices to add flavor. Once the seasoning is evenly spread, the chicken is moved to the packaging line, placed into plastic boxes, sealed tightly, and made ready for shipping to stores and restaurants. As we continue this factory process, one of the most popular treats in Asia, fish-shaped cakes. It all begins with batter being poured into fish-shaped molds on a hot machine. The molds close and the cakes bake until golden brown. Some cakes are filled with sweet fillings like chocolate, custard, or red bean paste. After baking, the cakes move along a conveyor belt to cool down. Workers or machines check each cake to ensure it is well cooked and has the right shape. Cakes that pass the quality check go to the packaging area. In packaging, machines carefully wrap each cake in plastic or place them in boxes. Labels with the product name and ingredients are added. Finally, the packaged cakes are placed in cartons and sent to stores. What we see here is a fascinating process that turns liquid ingredients into delicious frozen treats. Popsicles are made in factories using a simple but efficient process. First, ingredients like fruit juice, sugar, and flavoring are mixed in large tanks. The mixture is then poured into molds shaped like popsicles. A machine inserts wooden sticks into each mold before they move into a freezing chamber. The temperature in this chamber is extremely low, which helps the popsicles freeze quickly and evenly. Once frozen, the popsicles are removed from the molds using warm water, which loosens them without melting. After that, they pass through a quality check to make sure they are the right shape, color, and texture. Next, they are wrapped in plastic or placed into boxes for packaging. Finally, the popsicles are stored in freezers until they are shipped to stores. Over 100 billion packets of instant noodles are consumed worldwide each year. That's nearly 13 packets for every person on the planet. Loved for their convenience, affordability, and delicious flavors. From mixing and shaping the dough to steaming, drying, and packaging, each step is carefully designed to deliver the perfect bowl of noodles every time. Let's dive into the incredible process that brings this beloved comfort food to your table. Instant noodles may seem simple, but their production is a fascinating blend of advanced machinery and skilled craftsmanship. In factories, a carefully orchestrated process turns basic ingredients into the quick and tasty meal enjoyed by millions. This convenient food, which goes from a dry block to a warm, comforting soup in minutes, was even named the greatest Japanese invention of the 20th century. And it's no surprise instant noodles have saved countless students and busy people from hunger when time is short. The story of instant noodles began with their inventor, who was inspired after seeing people waiting in long lines for a bowl of ramen in post-war Japan. His goal was to create an easy-to-make, nutritious, and affordable meal that could help fight hunger during difficult times. It all starts with wheat flour, the main ingredient. Large industrial mixers work tirelessly processing tons of flour daily. The flour is mixed with water and salt to create a strong and elastic dough kyun, which is essential for making noodles. This step is carefully controlled since the right moisture balance is crucial for the noodle's texture and shape. After kneading, the dough is left to rest, allowing the gluten to relax and making it easier to roll and cut. Once ready, the dough passes through a series of rollers that gradually flatten it, refining it until it becomes paper thin. This rolling process is key. It not only determines the noodle's thickness, but also enhances their elasticity by strengthening the gluten. Next, the thin sheet of dough reaches the cutting machines where it is sliced into noodle strands. Although it may seem like a simple step, this marks a crucial moment in instant noodle production, shaping the final product that millions enjoy worldwide. At this stage, the length and width of the noodles are determined. Each cutter is equipped with adjustable blades that can create noodles of various shapes and sizes, from thin ramen strands to wider, flatter pasta-style noodles. Different blade configurations are used depending on the type of instant noodle being produced. Once cut, the noodles are collected on trays or conveyor belts. To prevent them from sticking together, they may be lightly coated with starch or talcum powder. At this point, the noodles are too moist and soft for storage, so they undergo a two-step cooking process. First, they are steamed at high temperatures to enhance their flavor and texture. Then, they are quickly fried to remove moisture and create a crispy texture that allows for long-term storage. This process stabilizes the noodle structure and removes excess surface starch. The exact cooking temperature and duration vary by manufacturer and noodle type. After pre-cooking, the noodles are rinsed with cold water to stop further cooking and preserve their texture. They are then drained and undergo a drying process to remove any remaining moisture. Drying can be done through air drying or controlled hot air with carefully monitored temperature and timing to ensure proper consistency. The final result is the familiar compact block of dry noodles ready to spring back to life with just a little hot water. One fascinating part of the process is how the noodle blocks take shape after steaming and frying. The noodles are placed in molds that form them into the familiar square or circular shapes we recognize. But this is only half the journey. Every step is carefully engineered like a well-rehearsed orchestra to ensure that each packet of noodles delivers the same satisfying experience. So what happens after the noodles are dried and ready for packaging? The secret lies in the toppings and seasonings that give each bowl its unique flavor and personality. While the noodle block remains largely the same across brands, the broth and seasonings set each variety apart. Instant noodle broths range from classic chicken to bold and spicy flavors. These broths are prepared separately in massive cauldrons, each capable of holding thousands of loaves of soup. Spices, aromatic ingredients, and proteins are simmered together into a rich concentrated liquid, which is then dehydrated into a flavorful powder. This dried seasoning not only enhances the taste, but also adds texture and color, making every bowl a sensory delight. Once the stocks and seasonings are ready, it's time for packaging. The noodle blocks, seasoning powder, and toppings are carefully packed into individual packets. This keeps all the components fresh and ensures they stay protected until they reach your kitchen. Finally, the packaged noodles are shipped to stores worldwide. Now, let's step inside this honey spoon factory where the finest honey is carefully selected for its rich flavor. But they don't stop at regular spoons. They shape honey into adorable spoon forms using plastic or silicone. Each honey spoon is then tightly sealed with fancy film or foil like a tiny sweet gift. This ensures you can simply grab, unwrap, and enjoy without any mess. Finally, the spoons are packed in boxes or trays, keeping them safe during transport. Once they reach your kitchen, they are ready to add a touch of natural sweetness to your tea, toast, or any treat. A simple, convenient, and delightful way to enjoy pure honey anytime. The secret to making perfect, soft, and crispy chicken lies in achieving the right balance between a juicy, crunchy, and golden outside. This balance makes each bite delicious and satisfying. Cones and bars. It all begins with a rush of speed and sweetness. They zip down the production line, ready to be transformed into irresistible treats. First, the cone's light and crispy shells are lined up, 200 every minute, each one standing tall and waiting for its creamy filling. Soft ice cream flows in with perfect control, swirled to precision just enough to satisfy, not a drop more. Next comes the chocolate dip. Each ice cream bar takes a smooth dive into liquid chocolate, kept at 31 degrees Celsius, just the right temperature to harden fast and coat perfectly. From there, the finished treats head straight for packaging, one step closer to satisfying a sweet craving. And here we have a cookie factory that makes millions of cookie chips every day. The production process begins by mixing basic ingredients like flour, sugar, butter, and chocolate chips in large mixes. Once the dough is ready, it is shaped into thin bite-sized pieces. These pieces are placed on trays and baked in big ovens until they turn golden and crispy. After baking, the cookie chips are cooled and move along the production line. A machine carefully fills the chips into bags, keeping them fresh and crunchy. Each bag is then sealed and labeled with the brand name and product details. Over 400 million Snickers bars are sold every year worldwide, proving just how much people love this classic treat. But what exactly goes into making this iconic treat? In this video, we'll take you behind the scenes to show you how Snickers bars are made. From selecting the ingredients to the final wrap, it all begins with preparing the ingredients. Key items like sugar, corn syrup, egg whites, vanilla, butter, condensed milk, roasted peanuts, and milk chocolate are stored in specific areas of the factory, ready to be used in each step of production. Next comes the nougat, which forms the center of every Snickers bar. To start, the ingredients for the nougat, sugar, corn syrup, egg whites, and vanilla are carefully measured according to the Factos recipe. These measured ingredients are then poured into a large industrial mixer that can handle big batches. The mixer heats and stays the ingredients at the same time with the temperature and mixing speed carefully controlled to get just the right texture. Once the nougat reaches the right consistency, roasted peanuts are added and mixed in thoroughly. This final mixing step ensures the peanuts are evenly spread throughout the nougat, giving it the perfect balance of chewy and crunchy. After the nougat, it's time to make the caramel. Just like with the nougat, the ingredients are carefully measured and placed into a large industrial pot designed for large-scale production. The pot slowly heats up while its built-in stirring system keeps everything moving, helping the ingredients melt and blend together. As the corn syrup and butter melt, the mixture turns into a smooth, sticky liquid. Once it reaches the right consistency, condensed milk is added to complete the caramel. Condensed milk adds a creamy texture and a sweet flavor to the caramel. It's carefully mixed in with the rest of the ingredients to make sure everything blends smoothly. Once it's ready, this caramel will later be layered on top of the nougat, adding that sweet, sticky layer that Snickers is known for. After molding, the nougat travels through a cooling chamber. This step allows it to firm up and hold its shape. Once cooled, the mold nougat is carefully removed from the molds. This is to be done gently to avoid any damage. Shaping the nougat is a crucial step as it creates the core of the bar, the chewy, nutty center that gives Snickers its distinctive texture. Next is cutting and assembly. At this point, the mold nougat strips are laid out on a conveyor belt or work surface, ready for the next step. They are then measured and cut to the exact size needed for individual Snickers bars. This ensures that each bar is uniform and ready for the next stage in the production line. Accuracy is key when it comes to making sure every Snickers bar is the same size and weight. Once the nougat strips are ready, they are carefully cut into individual bar-sized pieces. This is done using specialized machines that guarantee each piece is identical. After cutting, the nougat pieces are lined up and positioned for the next stage of production, adding the caramel and chocolate. This step is critical. It divides the nougat into single bars and gets them ready to receive the delicious layers that make Snickers so recognizable. Getting this part right is important for consistency in every finished bar. Now, it's time for the caramel coating. A machine specially designed for this step applies a layer of warm caramel to the cut and assembled nougat bars. It's set to the correct temperature and speed to make sure everything runs smoothly. The nougat bars are fed onto the conveyor belt of the caramel coating machine where they move through a flowing bath of caramel. The caramel is kept at just the right temperature so that it spreads easily and sticks evenly to each bar. As the bars move through the machine, they are dipped in the hot caramel. A controlled system ensures every surface gets coated, creating that signature sticky caramel layer. After coating, the bars are given a moment to drain, letting any extra caramel drip off before being sent through a cooling tunnel. This cooling step helps the caramel firm up and stay in place. Caramel coating is one of the most important stages in the Snickers production process. It creates that gooey layer we all know and love. And getting it right is essential to the taste and quality of the final bar. Once the caramel has set, the bars move on to chocolate coating. Here they are dipped into melted milk chocolate using another specialized machine. Just like with the caramel, the machine ensures that each bar is completely and evenly coated with chocolate from top to bottom. After being coated in chocolate, the bars travel along a chilled conveyor belt where both the chocolate and caramel layers are cooled and hardened. This step is crucial to help the bars hold their shape and maintain the right texture. When everything is set, the bars head to packaging. Each one is wrapped in foil and placed into branded packaging, ready for shipping and distribution. Next up, let's explore the process of making this British savory food spread called Marmite based on yeast extract, salt, and vegetable juices. These ingredients are cooked together in large vats until they form a thick, dark paste. The paste is then carefully cooled and checked for quality. Once the Marmite reaches the right consistency, it is packed into jars. Machines fill the jars with the paste, ensuring each one contains the correct amount. The jars are sealed tightly to keep the Marmite fresh. After sealing, labels with the product name, ingredients, and expiration date are added. The jars are then packed into boxes and prepared for shipment. This entire process ensures that Marmite is made with high quality and is ready for customers to enjoy. Measures 26.5 centimeters by 19 centimeters. The factory operates 4 days a week, producing up to 230 packets of butter per minute. As we continue, let's take a look inside this ice cream factory. The process begins with special machines placing cups on a moving belt, ensuring they are ready for the next steps. Then cones are carefully added. Next comes the filling stage. Creamy ice cream made from milk, sugar, and flavors like vanilla is smoothly poured into each cone. Once filled, the ice cream cones move on to the packaging process. They are placed in boxes and sent to freezing chambers to harden. Once fully frozen, they are packed and shipped to stores, ensuring they remain fresh and delicious for everyone to enjoy. The production process of high-quality almond milk is complicated and requires multiple steps. It all starts with the almond tree. Once almonds have matured, they are harvested using mechanical tree shakers. These machines shake the almonds loose, which are then collected and sent to the factory for processing. The first step of the factory is cleaning the almonds. They are washed thoroughly to remove dust and any residual debris. After washing, the almonds are sorted by size and quality to ensure that only the best almonds are used for milk production. Once sorted, the almonds are blanched. This means they are soaked in hot water to soften the skins, making them easier to remove. After blanching, the almonds are peeled, leaving behind the smooth almond kernel. The next step is grinding. The peeled almonds are ground into a fine paste. This is the base of almond milk. And the finer the grind, the smoother the final product will be. To turn almond paste into milk, it is mixed with water. The water helps to extract the natural oils and flavor from the almonds, creating that smooth, creamy texture that almond milk is known for. After mixing, the almond water mixture is filtered to remove the remaining almond pulp. What's left is a pure, silky almond milk. The pulp is often repurposed as a byproduct for other uses such as almond flour. To make almond milk nutritious, many manufacturers fortify it with essential vitamins like calcium and vitamin D, which are typically found in dairy milk. This is also where different flavors like vanilla or chocolate are added to enhance the taste. Sweeteners such as cane sugar or natural flavors are mixed in to suit different preferences. Next, the almond milk is homogenized. This process breaks down the fat molecule so the milk has a smooth, uniform consistency without separating over time. After homogenization, the almond milk is pasteurized. Heating it to a specific temperature kills any harmful bacteria and ensures that the milk stays fresh for a longer period. Finally, the almond milk is packaged. It's poured into eco-friendly cartons or bottles, sealed and labeled with nutritional information and expiration dates. Over 200 million Americans have a jar of mayonnaise in their fridge right now, whether it's for sandwiches, salads, or secret sauce recipes. From massive tanks of oil and eggs to high-speed packaging lines, we're diving into the fascinating world of factory-made mayo, starting with a visit to the largest mayonnaise plant in the world. The process starts with selecting and preparing the main ingredients. Mayonnaise is made from a few key ingredients: vegetable oil, pasteurized eggs, vinegar or lemon juice, mustard, seasonings like salt and sugar, and sometimes preservatives and binders. Pasteurized eggs are used to eliminate the risk of harmful bacteria. This process gently heats the eggs without cooking them, making them safe to use. Vegetable oil makes up 70 to 80% of mayonnaise. It's pumped from large storage tanks and filtered to remove any impurities. At the same time, the pasteurized egg yolks are brought to room temperature. This makes it easier to blend them with the other ingredients. Meanwhile, vinegar or lemon juice is mixed with water and mustard powder. Salt and spices are added in precise amounts. These ingredients are blended in a special mixing tank to ensure they are evenly distributed, which is crucial for consistent flavor and texture. This mixture becomes the base for the mayonnaise. The next step is mixing, where emulsification happens. This is the process that allows ingredients like oil and water, which don't usually mix, to come together. Egg yolk proteins act as natural emulsifiers, helping to create a stable blend. This takes place in large industrial machines called homogenizers. These mixers are equipped with powerful stirrers and temperature control systems to give mayonnaise its signature creamy texture. The process begins by adding the egg yolks to the mixer. The stays start spinning at high speed, and then the vinegar and spice mixture is slowly added. Once these ingredients are fully blended, it's time for the most important step, adding the oil. The oil is added very gradually, either in a fine stream or as a light spray while the mixing continues. This slow addition is essential. It allows the egg yolk proteins to wrap around tiny oil droplets, forming a smooth, stable emulsion. If the oil is added too quickly or poured all at once, the emulsification process would fail and the mixture would separate. That's why operators carefully monitor this step to ensure the perfect texture and consistency. During production, the temperature is carefully controlled, staying between 20 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees thanks to built-in cooling systems. Once the emulsion is complete, the mayonnaise goes through an additional mixing phase to make sure the texture is smooth and even. Next, the mixture is pushed through tiny openings at high pressure. This step reduces the size of the oil droplets even further, improving the consistency of the final product. To maintain high quality, real-time automatic tests check the texture, acidity, and appearance of the mayonnaise. These tests ensure everything meets quality standards before moving to the next stage. Although pasteurized eggs are used at the start, many factories perform a second gentle pasteurization of the final product. This involves briefly heating the mayonnaise to about 70 degrees Celsius to eliminate any remaining bacteria. The process is carefully controlled so the taste and texture are not affected, making the product safe without compromising quality. Stabilizers and preservatives are also added to extend shelf life. Without them, mayonnaise would spoil in just a few weeks. After passing all tests, the mayonnaise is stored in large stainless steel tanks that can hold over 20 tons. At this point, extra ingredients can be added to create special versions like herb-flavored or spicy mayonnaise. Before packaging, one final but crucial step is taken: removing air from the product. This helps prevent oxidation and extends freshness. Air bubbles not only affect how mayonnaise looks, but they can also cause it to spoil faster due to oxidation. To prevent this, the mayonnaise is placed in a vacuum chamber where all the air is carefully removed. Next comes the packaging phase, a high-tech, fully automated process. The factory uses precise machinery that can handle a variety of containers, including glass jars, plastic tubes, and large containers for the food industry. Before being filled, every container is thoroughly cleaned and sterilized. Glass jars are washed with hot water and purified air, while plastic containers, which are pre-sterilized, are blown with filtered air to remove any dust or particles. The mayonnaise is then gently transferred from the storage tanks to the packaging machines. The filling process is extremely precise, ensuring each container gets the exact amount. To avoid trapping air, the filling nozzle is slightly submerged in the mayonnaise and rises slowly as it fills the container. This helps ensure even bubble-free packaging. Once filled, containers are sealed tightly. Glass jars and plastic containers are closed using torque-controlled lids to ensure a secure seal without damaging the container. For flexible packaging, heat or ultrasonic sealing is used to create a strong and durable seal. After sealing, the containers move to the labeling stage. Automated machines apply labels quickly and with pinpoint accuracy, placing thousands of labels per hour, all perfectly aligned and free from defects. Finally, every container undergoes a last visual quality inspection. High-speed cameras and artificial vision systems check for any issues, ensuring that only products meeting the highest standards are approved for distribution. Over 1 million bottles every single day. That's how much Logan Paul and KSI have managed to sell over the last 2 years. From bitter rivals to business partners, Logan Paul and KSI started out as YouTube stars who became boxing rivals. Their first match ended in a tie, and KSI won the second match. One day they announced they would go live on Instagram, and fans thought they would announce a third fight. Instead, they surprised everyone by revealing they were now business partners, launching a sports drink company together. It was a clever marketing move by combining their massive social media empires, totaling over 50 million followers. These digital pioneers leveraged their influence to turn Prime Drink into a multi-million-dollar brand. The beverage itself was designed and marketed as a hydration drink. It came in vibrant packaging with bold flavors. Prime's limited availability created a frenzy. Bottles sold out almost immediately, leading to queues, overpriced resales, and even empty bottles being used as status symbols in schools. Social media platforms like TikTok were flooded with content tracking Prime bottles. While traditional media amplified the buzz, and the focus on health and wellness combined with an appealing aesthetic made it a trendy choice among younger consumers. Prime's manufacturing process begins with extensive water purification. The facility uses a multi-stage filtration system to remove impurities and achieve the perfect base for its formula. This ensures that every drop of water meets strict quality standards before becoming part of the final product. Prime's formula combines coconut water concentrate as a primary hydration agent. This concentrate is sourced from trusted suppliers, often from tropical regions with abundant coconut production. Electrolytes. Essential minerals like potassium, sodium, and magnesium are carefully measured and added to optimize hydration and muscle function. To achieve its signature taste, Prime incorporates natural fruit flavors extracted from fruits such as oranges, lemons, and berries. A combination of natural sweeteners and minimal sugar ensures a great taste while keeping calories low. Vitamins such as B6 and B12 are added to enhance energy and support metabolism. These ingredients are carefully selected and delivered to the factory in bulk. The facility maintains a temperature-controlled storage area for these ingredients. Once the raw materials are approved, they head straight to the lab. A team of experts tests for purity, taste, and consistency. This step ensures every batch of Prime delivers the same flavor and hydration. From the balance of electrolytes to the burst of natural flavors, every detail is fine-tuned to perfection. Next, it's time for the mixing stage. Inside massive stainless steel tanks, water is combined with electrolytes, flavor concentrates, and a touch of sweetness. This is where the iconic Prime taste is born. The tanks can handle thousands of liters at a time, ensuring Prime is ready to hydrate millions of fans around the world. While the beverage is being prepared, the bottles are created on site using an efficient process called blow molding. Small plastic preforms are heated and expanded into full-size bottles within seconds. Designed to be lightweight and fully recyclable, these bottles reflect the brand's commitment to sustainability. Once the drink is ready, it is transferred to the filling station. Precision machines ensure each bottle is filled to the exact milliliter. After filling, the bottles are sealed with tamper-proof caps to lock in freshness and prevent leaks during transport. Each bottle is then wrapped in Prime's vibrant label, showcasing its iconic colors and design. The labels are applied with precision, ensuring every bottle looks perfect and ready to stand out on store shelves. After labeling, the bottles are grouped into packs and placed in protective boxes. Robots handle the stacking of these boxes onto pallets, a critical step to ensure the drinks remain secure during transport. Whether they are headed to local stores or being shipped internationally, the packaging process is designed to maintain the product's quality. Thanks for watching NextMade.